Hey, critics, and welcome back to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel where you get commentary reviews and tabloid news. I'm your host, Patricia Hartley, with your midweek critique, a sporadic segment I just made up a few hours ago where we're going to share updates about our favorite tabloid news. But before we get into it, let me remind you, baby, that here at the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel, our goal is to provide quality but juicy content from websites, digital magazines, and tabloids, most of which are sourced through our public library. Research from the National Library of Medicine show that there are an estimated 17,000 public libraries nationwide, totaling 4 million visits each day. Public libraries are civic organizations that are committed to providing invaluable resources beyond books that are free and open to the public. Get your library card to access thousands of resources today. Now, let's get chic with this midweek critique. Up first, I don't know if y'all been watching it, y'all, but the Today with Jenna and Friends has some great guest co-hosts right now. You got Keke Palmer. She stepped into it today. There was also Taraji P. Henson. She did it on Monday. Eva Longoria was there on Tuesday. All of them have served as amazing co-hosts, if you ask me. As a reminder, y'all, you remember Hoda Kotb, which I've been talking about in the tabloid news here for a while. She's officially out as of this past Friday, and now the show has basically turned a new leaf. And I'm guessing, just as they promised, because of the search for the brand new host for the show, they're just kind of rotating them like clockwork, baby. Also, just as forgot to add this, comedian Michelle Buteau, she has not hosted yet, but she's scheduled to guest co-host. I believe it is tomorrow, and then Taraji is going to be returning on Friday to host as well. As also, just to let you know, if you're looking to watch the show in full, if you go to YouTube, you go to Jenna and Friends, or it's Today with Jenna and Friends, you can see the full episodes. You can see the episode from Monday, Tuesday, and also the one from today. I thought Keke Palmer today did the best job in terms of the dynamics with Jenna, because I'm sure that this is also sort of some sort of an audition as well. But I think that Keke Palmer right now is winning in terms of that connection specifically with Jenna. And I want to tell, I don't know who produces this show, but I feel like y'all are doing a great job of making sure that every co-host that come on, Eva Longoria, Keke Palmer, same thing with Taraji P. Henson, you're highlighting either their foundation, something that they're doing in the community, or with Taraji, I know that there was a dance group that she highlighted from down in Miami, and you brought them on the show just to kind of surprise her. I loved that, you know? And while I believe that all these women would be great co-hosts for the show, I have a few people that I kind of have in mind. Judge me. And I will say, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all who they is. And I want y'all down below to let me know what y'all think too. Okay. My first person that came to mind actually was Chanel Jones. I know she is reportedly out just kind of due to a family health matter. However, the 46-year-old I think will be perfect in terms of a replacement for Hoda because she already worked for the network and for one of the other hours of the show. I'm so sorry, I don't know which one that is, but I think it'd be very interesting at least to see the chemistry between the two because right now she's one of my top choices. And after seeing Keke today, I really loved the idea of Keke as well. So let me move forward to Tracy Ellis Ross. She's another one. I believe that the actress would kill it. Kill it. She also has already hosted a whole lot of other things like the BET Awards, I think the Soul Train Awards as well. She's also really good, yes, hosting by herself, but she's also great having a co-host because everybody ain't, in my opinion, good when it comes to also having somebody with them. Some people are just good solo dolo. But I believe Tracy Ellis Ross, you know, she has a good history of working with other people, especially when it comes to hosting events. I'm just not sure though if Tracy Ellis Ross would be willing to make that like her long term job. You know what I'm saying? But you never know. You never know. Will you ever know? Ooh. And the next person that I would put on Tia Mowry. Now, I believe that Tia would be a great guest co-host. She already got a twin, y'all. You know, Tia and Tamara. Where have you been? I know that you're in LA right now, Tia. As if she listens to me. Tia, I know you in LA and I know that LA is home to you. However, I do think that New York might be a good move. I'm just not sure if you want to be doing that to your family and adjusting them like that, but not getting into the nitty gritty like I've already done. I do think that Tia would be a great test for the show. Now, regardless of the fact that she's currently dealing with her own health battles, I have to say, one of my favorite folks one of my favorite VJs, Ananda Lewis. I miss her, and this is a completely selfish request. I would just actually like to see Ananda just in a role. I don't know. I always envision Ananda Lewis in a role kind of like Lisa Ling at this point in time, like in her career. Anyway, um, and Ananda, by the way, I got a homeboy that loves you. Like when I say loves you, I mean like he loves you. I mean gaga over you. Again, Ananda, just because. And finally, which is crazy because they mentioned her on the show today, Regina Hall. I think Regina is just a great co-host and amazing. She's good at that comedic timing and is just very untouchable, right? So I just think Regina Hall in general, Regina's just amazing to watch on TV. I can't remember who's on the show today, but there was a guy that's been on Broadway for a while, and him and I think Regina Hall, they must be friends because she was at their house visiting. It was him, his I think it's his partner, maybe it's his husband. I'm sorry about that if I didn't say the right whatever the position is that you have in his life, but if not, boyfriend, fiance, whichever one it might be. But y'all, Regina Hall is literally in this picture with them and their whole family. And one of the guy that's on the show that came from Broadway or whatever, he was talking and he says, "Yeah, my mom thought that Regina, like we had adopted somebody." They thought Regina Hall looked so young that she was some adopted teenager or something that was living with them. And forgive me that your name escapes me as of right now. But I said all that to say those are the folks that I would want to actually be on the show. Side note thought, I don't know if I should say this. Y'all just caught me at this point in time in my life today. But whatever y'all do, do not bring Joy Taylor on, okay? But if you do, watch your man and men manage your hormones around that woman with her peanut butter skin. Y'all know that's the fault of the testosterone, okay? Hold on to yourself, buddy. It's about to be a bumpy ride, Skip. No, that was a joke. I'm going to just go ahead and move forward because I'm talking about something I'm not even supposed to be talking about right now. Now, now let's move along to something I am supposed to be talking about. Want to revisit the latest on the LA fires. While there is a lot of general news about what's going on in LA with the fires, on Tuesday, when Eva Longoria came onto the show, she actually stopped by today with Jenna and Friends to share that many people in LA, they're coming together for the community. A lot of folks helping each other and housing others as well. Radio stations like KBLA, for example, they're sharing resources and keeping the community updated on the latest. I actually even seen a video of Jennifer Lewis in LA unloading her car where she packed up everything to take to a shelter, and then the shelter ended up turning her away because they just had so much stuff to actually assist. So if you go to Jennifer Lewis, her Instagram page, you can see she has it actually pinned at the top of her Instagram. You can see what she did say there on her IG page. And I wanted to just kind of jump in and say this because there was a few bloggers who was saying Megan is out here just showing up to just be seen kind of thing because she canceled basically her initial show that she was doing. So she basically postponed that. And I said all that to say she's not the only person that postponed that event. And I don't think that postponing the event makes the LA fires about her. But I saw a few bloggers say that. So I just wanted to basically just bring it back, bring it back. And speaking of bringing it back, Beyonce is bringing it back, and she's actually giving back to the community through the Be Good Foundation, donating $2.5 million to stand with LA in support of those impacted by the ongoing fires in LA. She also postponed her much anticipated January the 14th announcement that many are assuming was Beyonce basically saying that she was going back out on tour. And they believe this time is going to be for Cowboy Carter. Now, I will say that if she's going to be back on tour, I'm sure I believe it's going to be Cowboy Carter. And let me tell you, the performance that she gave at Christmas, at the game. And I think I may have said the game wrong when I actually recorded that show. My bad, y'all. I wasn't focused on the game. It was Bebo, right? It was about Beyonce. I watched that for Beyonce. I don't even think I watched the game. I know with Houston and somebody else. The Ravens, maybe. I don't even know. It was Bebo. That's what it was about. Shout out to Beyonce and the Be Good Foundation for donating that $2.5 million. And someone else, an organization as well, who is postponing things. According to the Associated Press, the 2025 Grammys, they're actually going to be moving forward as planned with it, but the focus for the Grammys is going to be on wildfire relief efforts. However, many institutions have canceled their plans completely, including Universal Music Group, BMG, and Warner Music Group. They're all instead allocating resources to LA area fire relief and rebuilding efforts. Now, last week, the Recording Academy, as well as Music Cares, they launched the LA fire relief effort with a $1 million donation, which now I believe has resulted in the distribution of about $2 million in emergency aid. Someone else who's also postponing, just kind of due to all the things going on, is The Weeknd. Okay. The Weeknd postpones his brand new album. It's called Hurry Up Tomorrow, which was scheduled to drop on January the 24th. Well, it's now going to be released on January the 31st. He also delayed his Rose Bowl show, which was scheduled in Pasadena, Louisiana for January the 25th. Now, if you are a fan and you're awaiting the drop of his album and you just want to listen to some stuff that he's done already, you can check out Hoopla, where you can review some of his previous work, including his 2016 album called Starboy. Starboy. I love that song. Say what? Look what you done. Oh, oh, oh. Let me move on. And the 2021 album, The Highlights. I mentioned him before in a previous episode, and I think I forgot to mention what his real name was. So, as a reminder, his real name is actually Abel McConan Tesfaye. That's his actual real name. And I wanted to highlight that just because he actually is considering going by his real name. So, according to a interview that he did with Variety magazine, he says that I guess being with the Weeknd, it's a headspace. I've got to get into it that I just don't have any more desire for. I feel like it comes with so much. You have a persona, but then you have the competition of it all. It becomes this rat race. More accolades, more success, more shows, more albums, more awards, more number ones. It never ends until you end it. Now, while music will probably always be a part of his life, he does have an acting gig coming up with Jenna Ortega. It's a movie, and I did not write it down. My bad. I'll bring it back to you like it's the weekend. There's also an interview with Issa Rae that Keke Palmer did on her podcast called This is Keke Palmer. And it's some good insight, in my opinion, to the two of them sort of discussing Issa's role as a producer for their brand new movie called One of Them Days, which also features SZA. Now, I don't know why every time I hear the just one of them, am I the only one that want to do the Monica song? That a girl goes through when I'm angry inside. Okay, I don't know why it makes me think of that, but One of Them Days is the name of the movie. The movie actually releases January the 17th, and the plot reads as follows. When best friends and roommates Drew and Alyssa discover Alyssa's boyfriend has blown their rent money, the duo finds themselves going to extremes in a race against the clock to avoid eviction and to keep their friendship intact. Kiki says that the chemistry her and SZA had was so dynamic that she was like, are we the same person but different font? I thought that was so cute. Oh, that is so funny. But with that being said, shout out to SZA as well because this is her movie debut. And if you don't remember, I think I may have said this past summer. So forgive me for repeating myself. But one of the ways that I believe it was Kiki as well as SZA connected, it was when they did the SNL show together. That was also, I believe, the episode in which Keke Palmer revealed to us that she was having a baby. Yes. I love that reveal. Listen, I love that reveal. Okay. But speaking of same person, different font, the trailer for Nene as well as Sierra Glam Shop's new podcast called Me and My Homegirl is linked below. They do seem like they're gonna be in a very nice studio because I was looking at the actual trailer. They're in a nice little studio with a nice background logo. Everything is cutesy. I hope both of these ladies are. I don't know. I'm hoping that they're on Like to Know It because when I saw them, the first thing I was like, oh, what y'all wearing? Okay, hair, you better get it. Gloves, look. So basically, they're serving looks, if nothing else, and probably some great advice as well. But whatever y'all wearing, just know that we need to know. We need to know, and we need to know now. Speaking of now, okay, let's talk a little bit about this Starbucks thing. In case you don't know, Starbucks is reversing their open door policy in North America. And while it doesn't bother some, it's a disappointment to obviously the folks who were, what critics are saying, Wi-Fi squatters. I didn't say it, they said it. Wi-Fi squatters. Now though, says the franchise, if you're going to stay, you got to pay for something, baby. It ain't free over here. It ain't free over here. And now if you like me, you may have already thought Starbucks had a policy in which you couldn't go in and just use the bathroom or their Wi-Fi for free. You may have thought that they had to purchase something. In fact, I don't even think you got to be a frequent Starbucks to assume this, right? How many stores have y'all literally seen with a sign up saying bathrooms are for paying customers, or ever been told our bathrooms are for customers, right? Well, apparently Starbucks had an open door policy that some of us was just not aware of, and it started 7 years ago, says USA Today. The chain started allowing non-paying guests to use its facilities. However, this past Monday, that all changed, and people who enter the coffee magnets front doors must order something from the menu. Not that y'all asked me, but I prefer a grande vanilla latte with skim milk, add whipped cream. That's what I like. I'm pretty simple. I've heard some very complicated orders, but that for the most part, I do have my days where I switch it up, but for the most part, that used to be my Starbucks go-to. Now that was some years ago. I used to go to Starbucks consistently. Luckily, though, shout out to the Keurig, you know what I'm saying? But let me say this though. Side note that y'all didn't even ask me for. Listen, I got a homegirl named Trish, and I went to visit her, and she has the whole shebang. Like her fiance, now husband, bought her this fancy coffee grinder machine, a frother, right? All of the coffee fancy things that you can have, like the grinder from like grinding it from the grounds of the grinds. Like I don't even know all of the things, right? But in terms of the best coffee I've ever had, that, my darling, was the best coffee I have ever had. I was in heaven. I'm in heaven. And my heart beats so that I can hardly speak. Sorry, I'm on my Broadway today. I don't know what's going on. I think it was just because I was watching the Jenna Today with Jenna and Friends show, and Keke Palmer as the guest co-host, and they had folks on there talking about Broadway. The young girls who came on to celebrate Kiki as a part of a foundation, I believe, that she co-founded, they got tickets to go to Broadway. Y'all, shout out to Broadway. I love a musical. I love a musical. Take me away from this world and into a world of something else. If only for a moment. If only for a moment. Speaking of moments, Cartier Brown has a brand new restaurant. Hey, cousin. The Food Network star is opening a brand new spot in the Charleston airport this spring called Cartier Brown's Southern Kitchen. Her Instagram reports that the restaurant is going to offer a unique culinary experience for travelers with gullah red rice and fried pan collard greens. If you don't know, y'all, her macaroni and cheese went viral recently, where she explains not only the ingredients, but how she also puts eggs in her mac and cheese. And I know for some people that's a little controversial. Okay. She specifically, what I love is when she talk about the noodles should be swimming in the cheese. She say the noodles from the macaroni, like the macaroni noodles. She said they should be swimming in the cheese. They should swim. They should drown them in that cheese. Okay. Um, I follow Cartier Brown actually on Instagram, and she's garnered about 16.5 million views and counting just off her macaroni and cheese recipe alone. If you don't know, her cooking show, The Delicious Miss Brown, airs on the Food Network, and she's already, I believe, on season number 11. Come on now, Cartier. Come on, cousin. Come on, cousin. I had a chance to actually catch up on her shows during the pandemic and beyond. And I have to admit, I love what you cook, but girl, who does your hair? That's what me and my girls are wondering. Honey, who be doing your hair? You another one. I think you should also be on Like to Know It. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to put everybody on the Like to Know It. I think it's time for me to head out today, y'all, because it's a mess. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. But if you missed the previous episodes, no worries. I've linked them below, or you can always browse the channel for the latest episodes. Thanks again for tuning in to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel, where you get commentary, reviews, and tabloid news. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload.